Tingles with flyby. Daily ASMR videos. Hello, my tinglings. Which is, well, more ASL than anything else, but this is my own sign. But anyway, today we're going to be learning the British Sign Language alphabet. And for those who already have learned the ASL alphabet, you may be wondering why they're different, which will be the topic for another video. I will address that. But today we're going to be doing that one. So it's actually very similar, if not the same, as the Auslan alphabet, which is adapted from the BSL alphabet, which I have done a video on Auslan before, which is the sign language here in Australia. But I learned in the US, so that's why most of the time when you see me signing, it's ASL. But anyway, so we're going to go through the alphabet. And so when I actually was learning sign language, the way we did it, we had a deaf teacher, so he couldn't speak out loud to us. And so we would just write, when we first were learning the alphabet, he just wrote the letters as we were going through them, and everything we communicated was that way. I'm not going to do that, but if you guys would be interested in me doing a version that's like that, let me know. And let me know if you'd want it to be BSL, Auslan, very similar as I said, or ASL, or I'm going to do some other languages as well, just the alphabets. The next one I'll probably do is Korean Sign Language, because it's always been a little pet interest of mine. Anyway, so the BSL alphabet, if you know ASL, it's, a single, it's a single hand alphabet, whereas for most, if not all, only C, I think, most are a two-handed letter system. And so we may as well just jump right in and get to the letters. So it's almost tempting to teach you the vowels first, because it's pretty cool the way the vowels work. So because it's our first letter and our first vowel, we'll start with A. So you just make a pointer finger with your non-dominant hand. So it's not so important left and right hand, but usually signs are done by dominant and non-dominant hands. So you take your pointer finger in your non-dominant hand, in your dominant hand, and point on your non-dominant hand to the thumb. And that is A. So just to quickly tell you, so we have A, E, I, O, U. So it's really quite easy. So all the vowels are just, we have 5 vowels, 5 fingers, so it's just A, E, I, O, U. And when you're doing the vowels, from what I've seen in Auslan, I can't confirm that I haven't actually watched any BSL videos of people finger spelling, but I saw that the letters are the same, so I assume you actually kind of put the finger forward, so you might, with the thumb maybe not as much, but rather than just point at it here, you kind of move it forward here. So that would be E, I, O, U. So A, E, I, O, U. we go to B, and that is this. Try and make that visible. So kind of your hands into little holes, circles, almost together. So A, B. Now we have C. Now with C, you'll notice we just have the pointer finger and the thumb coming out, forming the C. A, B, C. Now we take that same hand shape with our dominant hand. Now get a pointer shape on this hand and form a D. And that you can see, I mean, I'm looking on my side, it looks exactly like a D. And if you do your hands like that, you'll see it as well. Probably backwards if you're looking at me though. So we have D. So A, B, C, D, and we already learned E. So then we go to F. So this we have two fingers, your pointer and middle fingers together, straight, and then you just put one on top of the other, and that is F. If you almost think of it, if you're drawing an F, you have ch. I don't know, they're offset though, so it's like a 3D space. That's what's cool about sign language. It's not 2D. 3D. But so that's F. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F. And what's next? G. So G, you just take two fists, two closed fists, close them on top of each other. That's your G. So we had F, and then G. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now, what's next? H. So for H, we're going to take our non-dominant hand, and you put it out, you slide your other hand across. If we're looking at it, it's just kind of like that. H. Just think about it being, well, I think that is the ASL sign actually for smooth. So, but just think of a smooth H. Anyway, H. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Now I and then into J is actually pretty easy. So what we do, you're going to hold your hand out for J. Take a pointer finger on the other hand. Just draw a J. J. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. And now we go to K. So your hand shape on K is probably a little different from something you're used to doing. So you take your finger, you're going to curl it around. And this hand shape we'll use, I think, for 2 letters in BSL. So it's just kind of this curved around. Going to use a pointer finger on our non-dominant hand. Just forms a K. Just like so. So we have J, then K. And again, when you're looking at these from being the person making them, you'll be able to see just a really nice K shape. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Now just pointer on hand, L. Now the important part with this one is that your pointer is up, not going out. So it's kind of flush against your hand. So if you saw the thumbnail of this video, then you see the L for language in there. L. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. Now M and N, see L, M, N are variations on a theme. So we have L, and then 3 fingers up is M, then 2 fingers up is N. So 3, so we have L is 1. If you think about just kind of drawing an L. M is, if you kind of think of the 3 humps, kind of the 2 humps of an M, but 3 lines to form those 2 humps. And then the 2 humps of the N to form the N. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. And then we get to P. I'm going to bring back this. It's just a little P. They look a lot like what the letters look like. More so than ASL. So P. Oh, grabbing my hair here. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Now for this one, you're going to create your kind of circle shape now with your non-dominant hand. This is going to turn into a pointer and come over and kind of sit on there and can see it makes a Q shape. So Q, Q. G, J, K, N, P, Q. And we're going to bring this back. Oh, there's 3 sides. Unless you count the Q kind of is that similar shape. So R is just another one. So we use this. Looks a lot like a lowercase r. So R, Q, R. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Next is S. And the main point with this one, I've actually seen this done a few different ways. So the key part is that you extend your pinky here and grasp that there. But I've seen this kind of, maybe this hand be extended a few different ways. This is how I do it. It's like that, but I would defer to what your local dialect is. So, S. So, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. Oh, with S. And D. So if you remember L is flat against. For our T, we're just pointing. It's then perpendicular, forming a kind of a right angle here. So that's our T. I've seen some do it like this as well, but T. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, Then for V, I'm just going to take kind of a number 2 across there. Looks like a V. Just showing it off. V. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. Now W is probably one of the more unique letters that we have. So you take your 2 hands and slide them together, and we get this for W. It's a W. Don't quite know why, but it works. W. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W. And what do you think X is? It's X. Just take 2 pointers, cross them across. Looks like an X. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X. And then Y. So Y, you kind of take your hand almost in a little L shape over here, and then you put your pointer finger in your dominant hand right in the crook there. It's easy for me if you see I have actually a little scar right here, which I've had since I have no idea what it came from, but it's always my little scar, but so it's like right on the scar. But so that's where your Y is. So you have Y, and it looks kind of like a Y when you're looking at it from the producer's side. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. For this one, we're just going to take our full hand, kind of bend all the fingers over, and they go perpendicular. So if we think of our T, so we have T and then Z. And it is Z because we're talking about British English, not American English. So T, Z. So now let's do all of them. Again, most signs I do, that's an ASL sign. I don't know what the BSL signs are. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, will you sing with me? ASL songs. So, now you know the BSL alphabet. Thank you for joining me, and again, let me know of any other alphabets that you're keen to know, and if you would like me to kind of role play it as actually a class where we write them up like on a chalkboard. And of course, I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye, my tinklings.